Ok, on est reparti. C'est tout, on essaie de finir. Même si je suis un peu keblo, mais...
Welcome to my... Hey! Truly, my imagination runs wild. But if what you say is true, I will have to satisfy myself with being dissatisfied. Should I stop my offerings, though? Is there any danger? Very well. I will trust your judgment, my friend. Now,
Je comprends pas quoi ça
was
sert,
there
ça.
something you wanted?
Je comprends pas pourquoi il dit ça. Les offrandes, est-ce qu'il devrait arrêter? Il arrête, c'est pas bon. Bah non,
I
enfin,
hope
je vois
that
pas
our paths
le...
cross again.
Sometimes I stare at the great temple on the bluff, and I think, whatever is in there. Ah, a new face. Salve, and welcome to a little... I hear we have you to thank for saving Julia's life. I'm glad you arrived when you did. Nice to talk. Welcome back.
Salve. Hello there, friend. May I say, that is... Well, I'll take your word for it. Now you're talking, I'm interested. How about 100 the night? Oh, that's a little... All right. Wait. Here's your... Now, the what? I can't... You promised it... What is it? Don't even talk to me.
Ça, c'est 2000 gold facile. Mais bon... Que faire? Que faire? Qu'est-ce que je fais? Je reset la boucle et j'essaie de parler à l'assassin. Qu'est-ce que tu fais, toi?
Don't believe a word they tell you. Shalom. Well, neither of us have a black, of course. Thanks. I don't. You mean, but that's what it's straight. A lot of good it. All right, friend.
Je peux retourner en bas.
How come you're allowed a weapon and I'm not? Hey,
Oui,
you're
oui.
not thinking about going into the cistern, are you? Whoa.
Là, par exemple, j'y suis pas allé. Quoi? Sous. Bon. C'est donc le cadavre qu'ils ont trouvé. Ouais, très bien. Il y a quoi ici? Est-ce que je peux monter en tirant une flèche dessus? Possible. Ok, des sous. Bon, mais je m'en fous un peu des sous finalement. Euh... Là, elle est là. D'accord que j'ai pas la clé. Ça non plus. C'est que la plupart des gens, si je veux leur voler des trucs, je peux leur voler et boucler, mais je peux pas pour Sensus.
Who are you? Do you know you're... We... what? What? No. It's no use. You're making a mistake. You're back. What? It's no... You're making... You're... What? It's no... You're making...
Bon. Rien de plus là-dedans. Hein.
Malleolus isn't receiving visit. What?
I'm not supposed to be in here? I should hope so. This is outrageous. Why are you still here? An
Ah,
intriguing proposition.
ça
Go
y
on.
est, j'ai trouvé. Je pense que Malleolus n'est pas celui qu'il prétend être. Ah, mais voilà, c'est ça la
Perhaps you're not
solution.
as silly as those clothes make you look. What makes you say that? You know, I may have the
Et
very
voilà.
thing you're looking for.
Ah, c'était ça.
Some time ago, when he still cared for me, he wrote me a love letter. Only he used the wrong name.
Est-ce qu'il aurait pas signé
Now,
Quinquitus,
addressing
là, ou je sais pas
one's
quoi?
wife by the wrong name is not unheard of among philandering Romans. But in this case, the name he got wrong was his own. I confronted him about it, and he stammered through some incoherent response. I let it go, eventually, and yet questions have lingered in the back of my mind ever since. But wait a minute. Why exactly are you helping me? To withdraw? Listen, I may not be Penelope to his Ulysses, but to ruin his plans to become a magistrate? You must think me quite mad. I've heard enough.
Merde,
Get out of here at once.
c'est pas grave.
Demetrius, come quickly. We're being robbed.
Pas grave. Prochaine boucle. Prochaine boucle. On va se régaler.
Oi! How did you get in?
Oh, arrête un peu.
Back again. All right. See you.
Bon, bah, le plus
Ixion turns.
rapide, c'est de voler. C'est de voler, hein. T'as volé, autant voler 2000 sous.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Putain, elle me bloque. Ok, bien. Bon, là, ça y est. Là, maintenant, c'est tout droit. Là, on a tout ce qu'il faut. Ça fait que 10 fois que je loupe.
Salve, friend. Mind telling me
J'ai l'impression
who
que
you
j'ai
are
loupé
and what you're doing with that bow on your back?
une fois, mais en fait, non. Alors là, c'est toutes les
Sounds
missions.
serious. I'm listening. Yulia. Poor Ver. All right, let me. But I'll
Allez,
go. But once I.
j'ai de sous. Il est richissime. Là, on va parler direct à la femme de Malleolus. C'est Claudia.
On your best behavior,
Voilà,
I trust.
c'est tout est tracé là.
How come you're allowed a weapon and I'm not?
Go, 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 go. Bon.
I'm not supposed to.
Alors, pardon, je m'en
I
vais.
should. This is outrageous.
Non, c'est pas ça.
Why are you?
Se venger. Hein?
You
Ça.
know, now I confronted. I let, but
Entre femmes, on doit se serrer les coudes.
I couldn't agree more.
Ah, voilà.
One hand washes the other, as they say. It seems our interests are aligned.
Ça fait pas trop de sens, mais oui, vas-y.
Give me the leverage I need to manage him appropriately. But first, I need you to do something for me.
Mais dis-moi.
I want you to bring me some wine. Just one small urn should do it. Oh,
j'en ai une,
don't
je crois.
look at me like that. I know this must be hard for you to wrap
Je
your
l'ai déjà
sweet
sur moi.
little pleb head around. So what do you need me to spell out? Let me tell you something about Malleolus. He talks a lot about freedom, but what he doesn't tell you is that he means freedom for men. After all I've done for him, counselling him through his entire election campaign, and he had the audacity to lock me in here. He said it was for my own good, and that my drinking was unbecoming of a lady, let alone the wife of a magistrate. I'll show him unbecoming. Tonight, at his victory party, I'm going to get good and merry, and if he tries to discipline me again, I'll threaten to expose his true identity in front of everyone. I am so looking forward to it. So you're...
J'ai du vin, voilà, je l'ai déjà. Oui.
Thank you. Here's the letter.
De Quinctius à son aimée Claudia. Attends, j'ai des... Ouais, bon, voilà, une lettre d'amour.
Now, perhaps you can tell me who Quinctius really is. What? He's... Oh no. That's... quite a lot more serious than I imagined. I only wanted some leverage over him, not to destroy him. Give me that immediately. Nobody else must know. What? No. You tricked me, you mendacious little stirkers.
Je vous ai pas menti.
It was a lie of omission. You were planning this all along and you deliberately concealed it. May Jupiter cut you down. I curse you. I curse your life and mind and memory. May you be unable to walk or eat or drink. May this drag you to the depths.
Non, c'est pas un blasphème, ça. T'as le droit de faire ça. Ouais, maintenant, mon brave. Tu vas moins rigoler.
Domitius doesn't usually let anyone in here without a hefty tribute.
Pas moins rigoler, mon
must have
brave.
been desperate to see me. Well, what do you want?
Retire-toi.
Are you in? Why would I?
Je sais que vous êtes Quinctius, votre femme m'a donné votre lettre d'amour et Néron a mis votre tête à prix.
I.
Eh ben oui. C'est-à-dire que faire brûler tout Rome, ça ne fait pas passer inaperçu non plus, quoi.
I suppose that makes you. What? One of Nero's assassins? So, you're not going to kill me? So much work. Fine. Ruling this cesspit of a city would have been beneath. I'll have Domitius notify the priestess of my withdrawal. There. You got what you wanted. Now, please.
Ok, donc là, je suis la discussion. Hein.
Domitius, are you listening?
Yes, sir.
I've made a decision to withdraw from the election. I want you to go and inform Equitia.
Sir? Are you under duress, sir?
I've just had a change of heart.
But you were on track to be magistrate, sir. All that work, all that money wasted.
Those are my orders. Carry them out.
As you wish, sir.
Fear is proof of a degenerate mind.
Ça va attendre que tout ça se passe.
Malleolus has decided to withdraw from the election.
Oh, well, that's surprising. But thank you for telling me. I'll let everyone know.
Faut vraiment attendre que... Oh là là, la cutscene infinie. Ouais, y a rien à
All
faire.
weapons are to be tossed into the chasm. Magistrate's orders.
Unless any new challengers are nominated by nightfall, Sentius will be re-elected magistrate by default. That is all.
Ok. Bon. Voilà. Toi.
Salve again, friend. I went and did as
Eh
you
oui.
asked, and it worked. How is it possible that you've just arrived here and you already know everyone and exactly what's about to happen to them? You're a bit like this. Is this a report? Tantal? Oh. Anyway, so. Oh, now. Oh,
Viens par là, viens. Qu'est-ce que tu fais? Arrête. Bon.
I saw you slide down that
Oui.
rope before. Very impressive. And. Oh, anyway. What? I wish. Oh. Thank you. In the room. If you could. I've bounced the idea around once or twice, mainly as a way of getting Dooley set free. God knows Sentius is never going to do it. But from what I hear, Malleolus has the election and maybe that's not such a bad thing. I mean, he talks a lot about... He did? Oh, that was unexpected. I wonder what could have possessed him to do that. I guess
Allez.
it's time for me to step up then. I'll let Equitia know I'll be running. All right, friend.
Qu'est-ce que tu... Pas... Bon, Equitia. Bon, là-haut. Non, t'as dû rentrer chez toi.
A new fa- It must... Why...
Bon, là, maintenant, il faut que j'aille parler à tout le monde. Il va pas y aller.
What?
Ensuite, toi.
Leave me.
C'est logique. Quelque part, c'est logique. C'est pas... C'est pas chez eux que j'allais trouver des votes. Bon, lui, il va jamais changer.
What is... Not that it's any of your... All right?
Ok.
Are they?
Name's Rufius. Galerius. Sorted out my rheumatism. Fine. See you.
Greetings and salutations. Greetings. My friend.
Galerius.
Did you know he saved the life of my young... But of course...
En fait, j'ai peut-être déjà fait en sorte que Galerius il soit aimé vu que c'est lui qui les sauve tous, mais ouais, et là c'est lui aussi qui...
Ah, a new fate. I hear we... Galerius. All right.
Parfait.
Nice to talk.
Ça fait 3, mais c'est déjà presque bon, je pense.
Citizen.
Parce que qui d'autre?
That's quite an impressive bow.
Y a le mec qui voulait se suicider. Merde, il est où? Je crois pas qu'il aille jusque là. Je vais voir quand même dans la ville. Non, non. Je vais voir là-haut. Lui, il peut pas voter de toute façon. Non, mais alors il est peut-être... Il y a elle, mais elle peut pas voter.
Salve.
Il est peut-être toujours en haut. Parce que c'était un mec qui avait prévu de voter Sensus, donc faut être sûr que son vote change. Putain, il est où? C'est quoi ça? Non, mais non. Il faut toutes les plaques avant de les insérer. Du coup, c'est là qu'il faut les insérer. Très bien.
Be careful who you trust.
Ah, il est où? Mais où il est où, putain? C'est Galerius, mais Galerius, j'ai rien de plus à lui dire, moi, je crois. Hein.
Non. Oh.
Non, là, c'est vraiment juste... comment il s'appelle? Ulpius. Où est Ulpius? Ah, c'est lui, non? Ulpius, t'es là.
Shalom, friend. Sentius, I suppose. I'd have to be insane to vote for Malleolus after what he did to me. Galerius, the farmer, he's a good man, but I think he's more valuable on the farm than as magistrate.
Non. C'est pas bon, je pense. Hein.
All right, friend. Thanks for the chat.
Du coup, je vais noter les votes. Donc on a Sentius et comment il s'appelle? C'est mon pote Galerius. Alors, Decius, du coup, il a dit Sentius. Lui, il va pas voter. Julius, capable de travailler, bas quartier. Ah, c'est celui qui est emprisonné. Il va pas voter. Galerius, il va pas pouvoir voter. Georgius, il a dit Galerius. Hannibal, il est... Ah, c'est celui qui est mort dans la citerne, oui, ok. Horatius... ça, c'est un Sanctus... c'est un Sanctus direct. Kavash, il vote pas. Il vote pas. Malleolus, il va pas voter. Il va pas... Enfin, ou on n'en sait rien. Rufus... Rufus, c'est un Galerius. Sentius, c'est Sentius, il peut pas voter. Ulpius, lui qui casse les couilles parce que lui, ça va faire égalité encore. Architecte, lui il a dit Galerius, ça fait 3-3. Putain, ça fait 3-3. Donc là, mon seul espoir, c'est que Malleolus, il se ramène. Alors, il y a un autre truc, c'est que je peux aller parler au prisonnier pour lui dire que Sentius... on va voir.
Hello? Hello?
Il appelle
Bye bye.
Bon, après je peux déclencher le... Alors, il y a un truc... En vrai, c'est un peu comme tout à l'heure, mais... Parce que, attends, c'est quoi la raison de pourquoi il... Ah, il y en a un que j'ai pas parlé.
How'd you do?
C'est Decius.
Hello there, friend. May I say?
Lui, il faut que je le mette dans la poche.
Well, I'll take your word. Oh well, let me know if you change your mind.
Ok, comme
For
ça,
now,
c'est
can I
bon.
help you with something?
Allez-vous voter?
Sentius, I suppose.
Non.
Stability is always good for business. Yeah? And what's he gonna
Ah,
do
mais
for
lui,
you?
je peux le payer, lui.
He's nothing. Certainly, for a few thousand denarii.
Oui, oui, bien... Vas-y.
Pleasure doing business.
Voilà.
Can I help you with anything else?
Avec un peu d'argent,
Very well.
il n'y a pas de
Another
problème.
time.
Et là, c'est bon. Là, on est bon. Écoute, tiens. Il est l'heure de lancer
Survey again. Did you find what you need?
les élections.
It must be. It'll be. Why do you? As a. Very well. Citizens.
Allez.
Welcome.
Là, ça va être très différent. Là, on va avoir du nouveau, là. Là, hop. Et là, cinéma. Il est pressé de fou. Oh, vite. Et si ça marche pas, je refais la même chose, mais je le laisse se suicider. Comment il s'appelle? Ulpius. Comme ça, il vote pas. Mais ça avait pas marché tout à l'heure. Maléolus, donc je crois pas trop. Il manque qui? Il manque le garde. Ah non, le garde est pas là.
Citizens,
Partie.
we have a quorate body of voters gathered here to elect the city's magistrate. The candidates are Sextus Sentius Imperiosus and late nominee Gallus Galerius Helva. Marcus Malleolus Gurges withdrew his candidacy earlier today. As agreed, we shall dispense with ballots and candidates will abstain from voting. Let's make this quick. As I say your name, call your vote. I'll start with you, Horatius.
Sentius, of course.
Georgius.
Galerius. He saved the life of my dear friend Fabia.
Dacius.
Galerius.
Virgil.
The man who put a stop to the threats I've been receiving. Galerius.
Ulpius.
Galerius, the man who saved my life.
Rufius.
Non.
Man who treated my rheumatism. Galerius.
Citizens, you have made your decision. Your new magistrate is Gallus Galerius Helva.
What?
It has been decided. Magistrate Galerius, would you like to make a brief address?
I just want to say, this isn't something I ever wanted. Now that you put your trust in me, I'm going to do everything I can not to let you down. I'll need some time to put together a list of the changes I want to make around here. But I promise you, there will be changes. My first order is that Dooley is to be freed. Horatius, release him from his cell immediately. Please. Wait, do I need to say please? I suppose not. That's it. You can all get on with your day. Nothing else to see here. Move along.
Qu'est-ce qu'il a à dire, lui?
It's almost as if you're trying to extend my lifespan.
Bon. Avant que quiconque fasse des conneries, allons parler.
It gladdens my heart.
Fortune smiles on you today, Julius. Magistrate Galerius here has ordered your release.
You're going to let me out of here?
I'm sorry it took so long, my friend. And it wouldn't have happened at all if it wasn't for a newcomer. So be sure to offer your thanks when you can.
I will. I will. Thank you, Galerius. I'm so happy.
I'd love to stay and chat, but I've got a lot of work ahead of me. Why don't you go to the baths? Then tell Georgius I said you could have some new clothes. Then I want you to go home and rest. I'll speak with you soon, Dooley.
Oh, thank you. You can have my. Maybe you could. My
La
friend
porte qui est buggée, vraiment.
He gave me a key to the cisterns. Please. Oh, thank.
Voilà les clés.
Hope you find it. In the cisterns, way up high. Oh, look over, maybe it is treasure. I can see it for myself. So pretty.
Bon, c'est pas volé, c'était ça. Sentius a du lit. Je vous décris un sujet de votre incorrigible comportement antisocial induit par votre obsession pour un prétendu trésor perdu. Même si je compatis à votre souffrance et au...
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Bon, j'ai eu le temps de prendre la plaque.
Come and give me another day in the sun.
J'ai eu le temps de prendre la plaque et les clés. Ouais, enfin, du coup, j'imagine que c'est Sentius qui doit voler un truc. Il doit faire une bricole juste pour déclencher le truc et.
Salve, friend. Mind telling me who you are and what you're doing with that bow on your back?
Je vais pas faire. Je peux faire ça en soi.
What? That's a big ask. But I doubt I'll be able to gather.
Je vais sauvegarder.
On your best behavior, I trust.
D'abord les plaques. De toute façon, au pire, si j'y arrive pas, ça change rien. Ça va quand même boucler. Mais bon, au moins, voilà, j'ai prévenu tout le monde, ce qui fait que potentiellement.
Salve, friend. I'm Octave. Welcome.
I can't believe this is how it ends.
Oh no. No. No, 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 no.
Oui, bon, de toute façon, je peux pas te sauver.
Orpheus, what are you doing?
That's the...
What?
Why do you...
Please, please help.
Well, if I back... No, I am out. Wherever you are. Scintilla, my love. I'm sorry.
Orpheus, no!
Bon, de toute façon, je pense que je vais... Mais non, mais en fait, je peux pas à la fois sauver tout le monde
I'll have to let... And I...
et leur dire de se préparer, donc tant pis. Est-ce que j'ai toujours les plaques? Non. Est-ce que je peux reprendre les plaques? Non. C'est vrai qu'on est parti pour prononcer son nom. Bon, ça revient au même. Hein. Je crois que j'ai eu de la chance. Voilà, en tout cas, c'est égyptien. Là, c'est Osiris. Et là, donc, c'est... What the Sorry, what?
And here you are. Allow me to introduce myself. As you have already gathered, I've been known by many names. Nergal to the Sumerians, Osiris to the Egyptians, Hades to the Greeks, and Pluto to the Romans. But the one constant through it all has been my title, God of the Underworld. And I've been watching you with curiosity, mortal, ever since your arrival. You're unlike the others.
Tu vois les boucles.
And what is more, you carry a weapon that was never intended for mortals to wield, and you do it so brazenly. But there will be time for your reckoning later. First, as a reward for undoing the desecration of my obelisk, I will allow you to satisfy your curiosity. Ask what you will. My story is many thousands of years long. You will need to be more specific. What do you wish to know? It is a matter of perspective. God is a label I was given by you mortals, not one I gave myself. Your ancestors revered me because to them, my knowledge and technology made me incomprehensibly powerful, just as you might seem so to an insect. But despite all that, there are rules even I must obey. My kin and I all adopted this form long ago, so that we might better understand and communicate with your kind. In time, we grew fond of the sensory delights of force, desire, joy, ecstasy, even rage and sorrow, while an acquired taste can be addictive. No. Long ago, I swore to Proserpina that I would remain in this form for as long as we remained among your kind. I must honor that. This is my beloved. Like me, she has been known by many names. Ereshkigal to the Sumerians, Isis to the Egyptians, Persephone to the Greeks, and Proserpina to the Romans. Or perhaps you might know her as the goddess of springtime, the cycle of life and renewal. Your gaze lingers too long. That is my servant. You would have met by the river, though she wears many faces and goes by many names. Kumutubal to the Sumerians, Kirti to the Egyptians, Charon to the Greeks, and Charon to the Romans. Her role is to ferry souls between the mortal world and this one, and to make their transition as seamless as possible. For that, she earned herself the infamous, if erroneous, moniker, the Ferryman. You will talk more later. For now, ask your questions.
Okay.
As you wish. It has come to be known simply as the Underworld, and it exists because of a wager I made long ago. That is a long story, one that began over 3,000 years ago and continues to this day. You see, long ago my kin and I set out from our home on Elysium to search for other forms of life among the stars. We discovered your planet and witnessed your kind evolving from primates into something lawless and barbaric. You all but destroyed yourselves, your 2 short lives being extinguished by violence and ignorance and disease. Yet Proserpina saw raw potential in you, and persuaded the rest of us it would be squandered without our intervention and stewardship. So we revealed ourselves to your people in a place called Sumer. We offered guidance in agriculture, toolcraft, and law, and you called us gods. For a time you flourished, but soon you were too many for us to oversee. And as you spread from that cradle of civilization, we saw something disturbing. We had sown the seeds of dependency and confusion, and soon you returned to your old ways of violence and ignorance, this time in our name. My kin had seen enough, and gave up on your kind, condemning you as barbaric and chaotic, scarcely more than animals. We began preparations to return to Elysium, our home world, a utopia utopia unspoilt by conflict and unimaginable in its beauty. But my Proserpina could not bear to abandon your kind without guidance, and knowing it would force
Pourquoi
the
elle
rest
me
of us
parle
to leave it
Proserpine en
behind,
fait? Pourquoi
she made an extraordinary sacrifice. She gave up her immortality to descend permanently to the ranks of humankind. And so she began her inescapable trajectory toward death. Horrified, I acted swiftly. I placed her in suspended animation in a deep frozen sleep to prevent age and sickness from claiming her. And then I pleaded with Proserpina's father, who the Romans called Jupiter, to bring her with us to Elysium. It was and is my hope that once there, we might one day learn to undo what she has done to herself. But he refused. I did everything I could to persuade him, but he would not relent. He would rigidly uphold his final pronouncement. Humans were unworthy of ascension to Elysium, and no exceptions would be made. But seeing that I was aggrieved, he proposed a wager, the terms of which were as follows. If even one human city could prove itself capable of living without sin for a single year, then Proserpina and all of humanity would be permitted to join us in Elysium. My part would be to remain behind, the last of my kind, to watch over you without interfering, and to sit in silent judgment. And so my reward has been to languish here, enduring a 3,000-year winter, waiting for the day your kind proves itself worthy of her faith in you, so that I might take her with me to Elysium and unthaw my goddess of springtime. And here I am, after all this time, still waiting.
Okay.
There were also gods who, like me, have been known by many names, but perhaps you knew them by their Roman names. Our leader Jupiter, as well as Neptune, Saturn, Juno,
hyper fan du changement de ton qu'il y a
Apollo, Diana, Vulcan,
ici
Vesta,
par rapport à tout le reste.
Ceres, and of course, my beloved
Pas sûr que c'était nécessaire.
As the first wave of your kind arrived from Sumer, I had them build a city in their own fashion, so that they might be comfortable and recreate their lives here. I had them build the entrance as a vertical shaft leading to baths, to cleanse them of the sins of their former lives, and to prevent escape. I watched wave after wave of Sumerians arrive, and as their civilization declined over the centuries, they were replaced by Egyptians. Of course, believing themselves to be the superior civilization, the Egyptians promptly built over what had been built before. They made all the same mistakes. After another 1,000 years, the Greeks began to arrive, and then the Romans, and they all did the same thing. They built upon the underworlds of their predecessors, renamed their gods, and ensured their foundations were forgotten. To ensure the wager was fair, it was important that my subjects were chosen at random. To this end, I had my servant distribute 1,000 tokens fashioned from silver, a rare element at the time, across all of Sumer. Whoever died while in possession of one of them would be located by my servant and ferried to this place, with no memory of how they arrived. As the tokens were discovered, they were traded, smelted, and fashioned into trinkets, and eventually coins, spreading to Egypt like seeds on the wind. Later, when they spread to Greece, they would come to be known as Charon's Oval.
Je vais arriver avec une pièce aussi et en parlant à Caron pareil. Pourtant, moi je suis d'une autre époque et je suis pas avec des gens de la même époque, c'est bizarre quand même.
In fact, almost all of the tokens are accounted for, only 2 remain. And so after this wave destroys itself, as it is destined to do, your kind will have squandered the last of its potential to ascend beyond this rock, and Proserpina's along with it. It is a regrettable story, One of the first men who came to this place was a king of Sumer and a troublemaker. To be rid of him, I returned him to his people on the condition that my servant erased his memories of this place. But the erasure did not take completely, and he told stories of this place as if describing memories of a dream. His tales were committed to writing, which came to be known as the Epic of Gilgamesh, and his words were twisted and distorted over generations. Later, the Egyptians would adapt Sumer's stories of the underworld, making them wildly intricate and labyrinthine. Their Book of the Dead and Book of Gates bore less and less resemblance to this place in their priests' pursuit of profit. Then, when the Greeks began to arrive, they proved far more cunning, and in a series of incidents that will not be repeated, 5 of them escaped. A warrior named Heracles, 2 kings named Sisyphus and Theseus, a poet named Orpheus, and a Trojan named Aeneas. They each told embellished tales of this place, how to get here, and how to escape. And so from Sumer to Egypt, Greece to Rome, your kind has always told each other stories about this place, though each story contained only a seed of truth. Of course, that is merely the name your people have given to it, but yes, it is my doing. That is a story dating back to the very first wave. After the Sumerians finished building their city, the self-declared ruler threw a banquet to celebrate. Now this man was unmarried, and many women were vying to become his wife, a prestigious position of power and influence in the new world. Of all the women, 2 were particularly ambitious. Both were beautiful, and both arrived at the banquet wearing eye-catching dresses and painted faces, their hair woven in elaborate fashion. The first woman, recognizing that she would require an advantage to win the ruler's affection, draped herself in jewelry, ornate necklaces, bracelets, and rings fashioned from gold. Seeing this ostentatious display, the second woman grew envious, for she had no such jewelry at her disposal. She prayed aloud to any gods that would listen to cover her in gold, and when her prayer went unanswered, she took matters into her own hands. While the others indulged at the banquet, the second woman summoned the first for a discussion in a quiet place. She checked that nobody was watching, and pushed her rival from the top of the ziggurat, where she broke her neck on the rocks below. But I was watching, and I decided to answer her prayer. I took the golden bow left behind by Diana, and I shot that woman in the heart, covering her from head to toe in a layer of molten gold. And I left her to stand there, that she might serve as a grim reminder of what befalls those who sin in my domain. But that was not enough, for the entire city was tainted by her sin, and the wager could no longer be won. So I had no choice but to wipe the slate clean. I gilded them all, to make way for a new wave, and began the wager again. And to this day, each of them, and all who came after, line the halls of this city, inanimate but conscious, suspended in time with only their sight and hearing preserved, so they may bear witness to and lament the folly of your kind for eternity, the silent golden sentinels.
Okay.
I give your kind a second chance at life, as well as ample warning about my law. And when you disobey, and you always disobey, you force my hand, bringing terrible suffering upon yourselves. And so you ask if I am the one destroying your lives. And I say, no, you destroy yourselves. I am merely the means by which you do it. When my kin departed, they left behind many relics which I inherited. A consolation prize of sorts. The golden bow originally belonged to one of my kin, who the Romans called Diana. As my collection of golden statues grew, I chose the most ferocious among them and equipped them each with a duplicate of her bow, and tasked them with hunting down the Forsaken at my behest. They became known simply as Furies. I've always considered that the cornerstone of morality is the ability to determine right from wrong on one's own. No attempt to lay out rules like your Code of Hammurabi or your 12 Tables of the Roman Republic can ever cover all possible scenarios. This should come as no surprise to you, since the core principle has been expressed in many forms by many of your civilizations. The Egyptians made a rudimentary attempt with do to the doer to make him do. The Greeks refined it with avoid doing what you would blame others for doing. The Roman Stoics added, treat your inferior as you would wish your superior to treat you. Even the so-called cultists hiding among you often say, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. It is the simplest of concepts, and each one of you is born with the faculties required to apply it to any situation. Yet none of the peoples who expressed this rule were able to uphold it. Curious, is it not? For you, perhaps. I've always... Enough. You clip. I'm able to commune with all of the statues in the city. Their ears are my ears, and their eyes are my eyes. If she was still conscious, I suppose she could, but she's not. Why do you ask? Then what an odd question.
Comment elle veut les laisser se produire?
Do you plan to speak in sweeping generalizations, or are you going to give me an example? Ah, yes, the debt bondsman. Taking one's own life is a self-directed act. It is not one that is done to others, however they may be affected by it. Therefore, it cannot be said that one who commits suicide has done anything unto others. Now tell me, the merchant, how is that inconsistent with the rule I've outlined? I disagree. Having watched this merchant, that is precisely what he would expect from others, and he would be quite capable of paying the price anyway. Applying this rule always requires speculation to some degree. It requires us to ask what another person would want if they found themselves in another situation. Not if we're wise enough to know the mind of man. Now tell me, you speak of the moneylender. How is that inconsistent with the rule? And he would never have signed a contract pledging his labor for 30 years. All he did was enforce the terms of a contract signed voluntarily by others. Ignoring your irritating sense of moral superiority, this is interesting. I'm curious, how do people escape poverty where you come from? I see. And how long might it take such a person to repay their debt? I fail to see how your system of loans is significantly different to a debt bondsman signing over his labor for 30 years. Now tell me. The midwife and the palace, yes. How is that inconsistent with the rule? The rule is do unto others, meaning other people. Those statues are something else now. Bloodless shadows, mere shapes of their former selves. They are forsaken. What happens to them is no concern of mine. Applying this rule always requires us to interpret. Supposing you're right, and my law has been broken, and I should turn you all to gold immediately. Is that what you want? Then your desire to be right outweighs your desire to survive. You will make a fine statue. Do you really think you can wound me, a god, with that primitive weapon?
La chambre.
How dare you threaten her? This ends now. The many shall suffer for the sins of the one. You vile, despicable creature.
J'ai pas compris. Mais qu'est-ce que je suis censé faire? Putain.
And here, allow.
Il donne tous les trucs.
As you. That you. But and as the first one to and of course that and I'm you abduction. You mean the magistrate imprisoning his daughter in the cistern, I take it. He did so because she sought to escape, a sin I take particularly seriously. Better that he stops her from escaping, albeit brutishly, than I have to wipe out this entire city to punish her. Wouldn't you agree? Now tell me, the mid... Now tell me, what... You speak...
Ok, donc là je peux...
Now...
J'active toutes les lignes de...
Now... Not... Supposing you're...
Pas étonnant que les dieux soient considérés comme étant cruels, cela montre simplement à quel point votre morale est subjective et peu fiable. Vous n'êtes pas mieux placé qu'un humain pour distinguer le bien.
Do you honestly think you could do better?
Bon, justement, c'est bien ce que je dis, le bien et le mal sont des concepts bien trop complexes pour le laisser intellectuellement entre les mains de cette personne, vous êtes devenu indifférent.
I should strike you down for that. Now, did you have any other questions before your reckoning? Very well. Good. Only, it seems, something is wrong. It has long been within my power to see to the hearts of mortals and weigh their deeds in life. But when I peer into you, I see only a blank slate, as if you did not exist until you appeared in this city. How is this possible? Charon, where did you find this one?
I do not remember ferrying you. How did you come here? If that is true, then I sense the intervention of someone powerful.
How did you come to be in this time, mortal? Who brought you here?
We cannot know.
I do not know. My kin departed long ago.
Tranquillement à
Persephone has slumbered for 3,000 years. Tread lightly, mortal. Enough of this. It seems I will need to put your reckoning on hold for now. But answer this. Why have you come here? What is it you seek? Your hubris is amusing, so I will allow you to make your case. But I warn you, if you anger me or waste my time with lies or wrong-headed arguments, you face death here. So, tell me, why should I put an end to the so-called Golden Rule?
Ça c'est pas mal ça. Avec l'odeur Coron, cette cité est garantie que vous ne gagnerez jamais ce pari. Parce que ça c'est, il va dire vous m'insultez, et Proserpine, il va dire comment ça Proserpine, elle vous a parlé? Non, ça c'est pas mal je pense.
How so? And be specific.
Ouais.
You have made a grave allegation, and I expect you to back it up.
Désius fait flamber le prix de remèdes vitaux parce qu'il sait que personne... Ouais.
True. I have witnessed him doing that.
Rufus est devenu si paranoïaque qu'il suragit à n'importe quoi comme à la sexualité de...
He is a volatile and confused fellow, that one.
Lui a imposé une servitude pour dette à des gens. Persuadant que toute rébellion affamera votre loi.
His cruelty does seem to grow greater by the day. Pathetic. You will need to do a lot better than that. That is a very serious accusation, mortal. What sin have I committed? What evidence do you have to support it? These people were all dead when my servant found them. I gave them a second chance at life. Would you prefer to have simply ceased to exist? Accordingly, I reject your argument. Every one of those people was guilty of failing to ensure their peers lived virtuously. They failed collectively, and so they were punished collectively. The Romans understand this, as did the Greeks before them. How unfortunate that we are not where you are from. Ah, but I am a god, and you are a mortal. Why would you expect me to treat you as I treat my own kind? You are not a peer. You are not a respected equal. Let me ask you this. Do you treat insects as you wish to be treated?
Oh bah alors là,
Do you
c'est pas
care for their
un tyran qui
well-being
parle,
as you
ça?
would your fellow man? Do you ensure they have food and shelter and protection from predators? Do you give them rights?
Non, là.
I warned you not to lie. You will make a fine statue.
Merde. Bon.
How dare you threaten? The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Ouais, je vais mourir à 100%, c'est impossible. Bah ouais. À moins que je puisse tous les shooter.
No. As to be late.
C'est chiant comme passage en vrai.
Of course. That is. Oh, but that. I get that. As much. You. No. No. Hmm. No. No. But now I good. Oh, it is.
I do not remember.
Là j'avais dit ça. Sur ce chemin sans aucune aide.
Impossible.
Ok, ça il le croit.
Possess such power. Not yet, but I will learn the truth. Enough of this. It seems I will need to put your reckoning on hold for now. But answer this. Why have you come here? What is it you see?
Ah merde, mais ça je l'avais déjà fait. Là je veux qu'il arrête la règle noire.
How so? Earth.
He cannot know.
I see what you're doing. You are trying to undermine the one thing keeping me anchored here. You are playing a dangerous game.
Non mais ouais, là elle me dit de...
You have no idea how...
Ouais, ça marchait pas.
That is a very...
Ah si, ça marchait.
These... Then you still have the... Accordingly, I reject. Ah, but I am a god, and you are a mortal.
Non.
Of course not.
C'est pas sûr de tout comme il serait pour moi de considérer votre espèce comme égale.
Where to begin?
Espérance de
Our
vie.
lifespans exceed yours
Faut que j'arrive à lui faire prendre
5,000
conscience que c'est un
years,
tyran, quoi.
in which time we accumulate vast wisdom and a mastery of technology you cannot begin to imagine. Because that is the source of our power over you.
Donc vous pensez que vous n'avez pas à vous montrer juste envers nous parce que vous êtes plus puissant que nous?
You could say that.
Quelle était cette devise qu'avaient les stoïciens en main? Très petite affaire. Ouais.
My kin have no superiors. That is true.
Ok, je suis presque.
Go on.
Traitez les humains comme vous aimeriez que Jupiter vous traite.
Make your point, mortal.
Je veux dire que c'est que si vous ne pouvez pas respecter vos propres règles, comment pouvez-vous espérer que les humains le fassent?
Let me ponder that for a moment.
Ouais.
If you are right, then it would follow that all this time I have been in the wrong.
Ouais, merde. Attends.
The very thought of it grieves me. How can I accept your argument when doing so would make me a tyrant and a monster?
Merde. Je sais pas. J'espère que les deux marchent parce que je sais pas laquelle des deux. Parce que lui dire que c'est un humain, il va dire que je l'insulte. Ça, là, je l'insulte pas.
Your hubris grows
Oh
toast.
non.
You will make a
No.
fine statue. Do you really? How dare the many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Voir si je peux. Non. Ouais, non, mais vas-y, tuez-moi. On va recommencer, tant pis. Il faut que je lui dise que c'est un humain. Putain, oh là là, non, c'est relou comme passage. Ah. Allez, c'est parti.
My as you would. It was, and so that I now now tell me. Applying. Now,
I do.
Donc là, c'est j'ai fait ce chemin sans aucune aide. Vous avez une meilleure explication. Abrogé. Donc là, il y a ça. Là, je peux dire les trois. Vous devez s'empêcher que vous en... Ça? Non, ou... Non, c'est ça.
that is a then you of course not.
Donc c'est là. En quoi les vôtres seraient-ils supérieurs aux miens?
Where to begin?
En quoi ça rend supérieur? Voilà, parce que vous êtes supérieur. Traite tes inférieurs. Il m'a dit que Jupiter était votre chef, ça. Ouais, ça.
Mais
ça. Et donc là j'avais dit ça, et là je lui dis, vous n'êtes pas un monstre, vous êtes humain, vous avez commis une erreur.
wait. What?
Ah.
What are you saying? You have spoken eloquently, and yet, if what you say is true, it follows that my wager was fatally flawed from the beginning. But that would mean Jupiter, Proserpina's father, who knew more about you than anyone, proposed a wager I could never win. Why would he do that? Perhaps. And if that was so, surely I would have sensed his deception. How could I have been so blind for so long?
Peut-être qu'en prenant forme humaine, vous avez pris des mains humaines. Est-ce que je suis aveuglé par votre amour?
Your words sting me more.
Ah.
But perhaps it is what I deserve. As difficult as this is to admit, I have suspected as much for a long time now. And I cannot deny it any longer. I've been so fixated on taking my beloved to Elysium that every time one of you sinned, it wore away my hope of being with her again. In time, I began to despise your kind for making her believe that you could ever be better than you are. But my rage was not born of malice. Quite the opposite. Everything I have done, I did because I loved her. Who knew this empathy of yours, which you celebrate so much, could have such a dark underside? This has gone on too long. It is time for me to let go of this form, of her, of all of you. But know this, if I abandon the wager and leave for Elysium, neither she nor your kind may ever ascend. Because doing so would violate the rules of my sacred agreement with Jupiter, and you would receive a hostile reception. The best I can do is return you to the land of the living. I will have Charon make arrangements to ferry the others. But as for you, be aware you will be separated from the rest. It is not up to me, you see. Once this exodus begins, the events that brought you to this moment will never have taken place, and you will have created a paradox. What will become of you is difficult to predict, but that is the risk you have taken by
Ah,
interfering.
du coup, j'ai jamais fait la fin où on essaie de s'échapper, mais j'imagine que ça nous change tous en heure.
Farewell, mortal.
Ouais. Du coup, je pense que là, ça va être la fin du jeu.
Oh. Hi there. Gave me a bit of a fright. Thought I was in here alone. I'm Al. Well, here I am. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. Oh, did that lady in the forest send you in here after me? I guess I lost track of time, learning about the history of this place, and it is extraordinary. I'm fairly certain you and I are the first people to set foot in this city for about 2,000 years. Fortunately for us, the last person in here was a Roman man named Galerius, who inscribed an account into a tablet. Apparently, there was a community of 20-something people trapped in here, and living in fear of a curse they called the Golden Rule. They believed that if even one person sinned, an unknown god would cast them all into gold, like the 1,000 people who'd lived here before them. Then, one day, just as Galerius had finished praying for a good harvest at the shrine of Proserpina, an oracle appeared and told him how to solve the ills of the city, and so on. Meanwhile, the oracle walked up to the temple of the mysterious god, this one right here, and demanded an audience. And the doors just opened up to her. Nobody knows what went on in there, but Galerius wrote the oracle must have been more persuasive than Odysseus, because the next thing he knew, the ground shook and the voice of that god rang out over the city. The many have suffered long enough. Unfortunately, Galerius' account just sort of stops after that, leaving a lot of questions unanswered. What became of him and the other people who lived here? What happened to all the golden statues? And did this mysterious oracle single-handedly undo the curse that had terrorized people for hundreds of years? What? Oh, I see. For a moment there I thought you were serious. Anyway, I think I found a way out through the aqueduct that brought water into the city. Follow me. I'm gonna pause here for a moment and make sure nobody else is ever lured. You go on ahead.
Elle est toujours là.
You're back. But you're alone. Does that mean you didn't find Al? Oh, what a relief. Thank you so much. I was beginning to think you'd both become trapped in there. Why don't you tell me what you discovered while we wait?
Ah, I see. I thought you might. Well, now you know. I suppose you have questions. You can just call me Charon, if you like. I am sorry I was not completely honest with you when we first met. I do not enjoy deceiving people. Believe me, I do not. But I have learned, from 5,000 years of experience, that most people find comfort in familiarity, in gradual change, and coming to see the truth in their own time. That you died, of course. You were dead when I brought you here. My role, as the servant of the god of the underworld, has always been to assist the chosen to cross the threshold from the land of the living to the land of the dead. Usually, when people do not remember how they died, it is because they suffered a terrible trauma. Most souls would rather not remember. Ask yourself honestly, do you really want to know? As you wish. You were murdered. You were exploring an old tomb when you discovered a cache of forgotten relics, including 2 silver coins of ancient origin. Unfortunately, as you emerged into daylight, you were set upon by 2 thieves. A nearby hiker saw the scuffle break out and leapt to your aid, trying to help you recover your bounty. You both fought bravely, but your assailants were armed, and you were not. There was nothing you or your ally could have done. He died instantly at the scene, and you followed a few hours later. That man's name was Al Worth. You were each in possession of a sacred coin, called Charon's Opal by some, and so it was my duty to bring you here. It means I am now bereft of purpose.
Okay.
There is nobody else to ferry here. Nobody to keep you company. After 5,000 years, the underworld has finally run its course. Perhaps you have heard the tales of the Greeks and Romans burying their dead with a coin in their mouths to pay the ferrymen for passage across the river. Well, those stories contained a seed of truth, but not any coin would do. A long time ago, my master created 1,000 silver coins and had me distribute them across the world. My orders were simple. Whenever a person died in possession of a coin, I was to locate them and ferry them here. It means I am now bereft of purpose. There is nobody else to ferry here. Nobody to keep you company. I see no point in keeping you here. But I have to ask one thing. That you keep this to yourself.
Look! Here comes Al now. Al! It's so good to see you. You were gone so long I thought I'd never see you again.
Kinda lost track of time in there. You wouldn't believe what we found. The ruins of a long-forgotten city. and there was a tablet describing an oracle who confronted a god and undid an ancient curse.
Sounds like quite a story, and I look forward to hearing all about it. But you two look exhausted. Why don't you hop in my boat and rest while I ferry you back to civilization?
Sounds good to me.
And you? Are you ready to go home?
Un an plus tard.
Hey, you made it. It's great to see you again. I read your book, and what the critics said about it. I guess they weren't ready for your theories about the underworld. Anyway, after everything you've been through, I thought you might appreciate some good news. So after we got back to the real world, I started doing some research into the people mentioned in Galerius's tablet, and I found something strange. I'm sorry I've been so cryptic. I've been dying to tell you, I just really wanted you to see this for yourself. Why don't you head on down there? I'll catch up with you at the other end.
You're finally here. Remember me? It's a crazy story. After you disappeared, Karen appeared and told us she was returning us to the world. Even gave us some coins to help us start our lives over. Only, for some reason, she returned us to your world instead of ours. Anyway, I know we only ever had that one conversation, and I wasn't even sure if you'd remember me, but I wanted to say thanks for freeing us from the underworld and giving us a second chance at life. I know! I can't believe my luck either. But we're engaged and living together. We're planning to get married next spring. If you're gonna be around, we'd love to see you there. Oh, I used Karen's gift to buy a farm in Umbria. Got a villa on it too, with enough room for Dooley, of course. It's hard work, but I sleep soundly every night. I'm finally my own man, and I wouldn't change it for the world. Of course, there's a whole museum full of people waiting for a chance to thank you, so you better keep moving. We'll speak again soon, my friend.
Oh, hello.
You're here. It's lovely to finally meet you. Galerius told me all about you. So, you're the hero who somehow vanquished the last of the Roman gods. As I'm a priestess, you realize you've put me out of work. I'm just teasing. Actually, and it still feels a little sacrilegious to say this, I'm finding life after religion quite enjoyable. Galerius and I are engaged and expecting. We've just bought a lovely villa in the countryside with room for a large family, and Dooley too, of course. It feels like the world has just opened up for us. There's so much to learn, and so many more possibilities for our children than we ever imagined. We're just so thankful for what you did for us, for all of us. Oh, it's sweet of you to ask. She recovered nicely. In fact, she's here somewhere, if you'd like to ask her yourself. See you at the wedding, I hope.
Hello, I'm Dooley. Galerius said you're very nice and a big helper. Thank you for getting us out of the bad place. I didn't like it. I live at Galerius and Equitia's house. They look after me now and help me remember when I forget things, like brushing my teeth. Treasure? Oh, I forgot about that. I like my box now. Galerius got me a box that tells stories. It's my favourite thing. Bye-bye.
You are here. It's nice to finally meet you. Lucy is fine. I'm making an effort to blend in, as you can see. We are all trying to keep a low profile. If the world knew we died 2,000 years ago and were suddenly brought back to life 12 months ago, they'd never leave us alone. Speaking of which, I wanted to say thank you in person. I'd say the gods smile on you, but I hear you drove the last of them off. So, I'm studying to get into medical school. As much as I resented the responsibility of keeping everyone in the city alive, when it ended, I realized I missed it. So I guess I'll just keep saving the world, if begrudgingly, one patient at a time. Oh, she didn't make it. She died from poison while you were in the Great Temple. It was very sad. She was a good woman and a friend. It wasn't your fault. Decius is to blame. He's here somewhere too. Not that anyone would talk to him. I'm not even sure how he got invited. You too.
Greetings. You must be the legendary Oracle. It is a sincere privilege to finally make your acquaintance. I am Georgius. I am told we have you to thank for freeing. I am reacquainting myself with Greece. It has changed so much over the last 2,000 years, I barely recognize it. This is at once heartbreaking and thrilling. Perhaps one day, once I have seen all of this new Greece and sampled her delights, I will settle down. I hope you will join me there and regale me with the story of how you faced off against... the poor sweet thing. Perished in a shrine collapse before the rest of us were saved.
Parce que du coup, j'aurais dû faire sauver tout le monde par... Galerius.
I take it you're the oracle everybody's talking about. It's a pleasure to finally meet you. We have. I never thought I'd leave that cave, let alone this. And it seems I'm working as a consultant to the Faculty of Classics at Cambridge University. Not that I need the money, but my sincere...
You're here. But thank you for coming and for saving up. I'm living in Rome again, in a charming little flat by the Tiber. Not far from my old place. Oh, and I'm training to be a crisis. After we lost Ulpius, I spent a lot of time reflecting on what I could have done different. I couldn't shake the feeling that if I'd just found the right words. In the end, I decided to do... Thank you. And...
Good evening. Greetings. Thank you for your kind words. I'm recovering. Octavia was kind enough to let me stay with her for... She's still... Ah, you remember that. I'm a little tired. I'm already up to the 19th century, and am quite enjoying the work of a fellow named Poe. Men have called me mad, but the question is not yet settled whether madness... And...
Some soiree, innit? Oh, hello at last. Listen, whatever you did in that temple made me a very well... Such acerbic wit. I love it. I took the money I made from selling my trinkets and started investing in the stock market. That's where the real money is now. In fact, I was hoping to ask your advice. You being the Oracle and future seer and all that. I can't decide between fossil fuels, tobacco, gambling and... Oh, don't be like that. You can... Oh, of course, yeah. I was just thinking the same thing. Of course, that...
It is an honor to finally meet you, Oracle. You know my... Oh, of course. I too would like to offer my thanks for releasing us from that place.
J'ai hâte de parler à
and for your
Sanctus là.
role in bringing us.
Lui, il est pas très intéressant, je pense.
For a
Il a parlé
time,
qu'une
I
fois, il a essayé de me
returned to
buter.
Alexandria, but instead, I have decided to follow the custom of your youths and backpack the... I spent the first 25 years of my life of... Indeed. Thank you.
Ouais, lui non plus.
It's so nice to finally... I wanted to thank you personally for... I'm studying to be an architect again. Of course, it's improved immensely. You natives of the 21st... You'd... If...
Hello there. Oh, I go by Gabriella now. I didn't want to be reminded of that monster every time I heard my own name. After you drove Pluto off, Proserpina came and released me, and that monster got what was coming to him. Don't worry, nobody did. I'm living by myself on a little vineyard in Umbria. It's something Ulpius and I used to talk about doing when we got out, and I thought that's what he would have wanted. But it's been hard. I don't know what I'm doing. And it's just... Oh, it's hardly your fault. Thanks.
There you are. Now, there's one more person I wanted to introduce.
Sorry if I frightened you. Just a little joke I've been saving for a long, long time. I am Proserpina, former goddess of the cycle of life and renewal, and now a regular mortal. I wanted to meet you in person, and thank you for freeing all these people, and me. I hate to think what would have happened to us without your intervention. Indeed. Suffice it to say that while Pluto was controlling the eyes and ears of each golden statue, I was able to control their tongues and whisper to you when he was just... I am sorry my messages were so cryptic. There were only ever... I did. I may have given up my immortality, but I still after witnessing Pluto punish countless poor souls over thousands, so I tried to give them a way to buy more time. A second chance. Rather as many, so I whispered to Sentius in secret, telling him the prayer required to create a portal in my shrine. I knew the danger of humans being corrupted by godly power, and so I put a safeguard in place. I required the creator of the portal to sacrifice their own life, so that it could only be used selflessly to help others. What I did not anticipate is that Sentius would retain his accumulated memories from each previous day. And as a veteran soldier, he had long since shed his fear of death. He quickly discovered that he could, in effect, prolong his own life indefinitely by exploiting the cycle. Of course, once I had taught him the prayer, I could not unteach him. And there was little I could do but wait for someone like you to come along and see him for what he was. We were all fortunate you came along when you did. I don't know what happened to him. I haven't heard from him, and Oh, she inherited dominion over the underworld. Last time we spoke, she wouldn't say what it was. But I'd be surprised. And you. Oh, and one last thing. Do you remember all the... Good. Because they remember you. Well done, my friend. Of all the heroes who ever journeyed to the underworld and returned, none came close to achieving what you did. Hercules, Orpheus, Theseus, even Aeneas would be proud.
Il est. Numéro 4 sur 4. Ah, il y avait... Et 3 autres fins. Trois autres fins. Ok. Mais du coup, j'aurais bien envie quand même d'essayer de m'échapper là. C'est quelle heure? Ouais. Ouais, mais du coup ça va, ouais. Euh...
Salve, friend. Oh, sounds serious. I'm listening.
Merde, non, là, j'aurais dû dire le... pas ça.
Yulia. All right.
Ouais, non.
Salve, friend. What? That's a big...
Non, mais je peux... J'ai la clé de toute façon. Est-ce que c'est une sauvegarde ou je l'ai pas? Non, je l'ai pas. C'est bizarre. Hein. Je prends le truc dans le grand temple. clé de la... Ouais, là je l'ai. Ok. Donc là, je vais récupérer 2000 sous-sous.
Salve.
On va jamais réussir à rentrer là-dedans.
Cerberus lifts his dribbled head and lets out his three.
On va voler les sous-sous ici.
Livia, would you stop?
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Salve, friend.
Donc là, je lui dis la règle d'or. Hop. Et là, c'est let's go.
How come you're allowed a weapon and I'm not? Hey! You're not thinking about going into the cistern, are you? Whoa.
Oh, mais quoi? Il était né. Voilà. Je crois que je l'avais dans la tête. Et donc là, on va avoir une autre fin a priori. Ça va être une fin où on va se faire tuer parce qu'on essaie de s'échapper. Hein. Je me fais pas trop d'illusions. D'accord. C'est pas ça, donc c'est Salvio.
You. How did you know? Wait, did you hear that? He's here. He must be coming in through the door behind me. You distract him. Stay right here and keep him talking while I look for something I can use.
What did you do with Scintilla? Where is she? So that is how it's going to be. Oh well, this doesn't change anything for me. So, you discovered my secret. So what? What are you going to do about it?
Vous m'avez donné l'ordre de découvrir qui était sur le point d'entrer dans la règle d'or en sachant que j'échouerais à chaque fois. Non, vous saviez qu'il existait un moyen de partir d'ici, vous êtes allé jusqu'à enfermer.
Of course. There's no way you could have succeeded. Every soul who has ever found themselves here has broken the golden rule eventually. It is inevitable. Man will always sin sooner or later. Any idiot could tell you this, but where others might see tragedy, I saw opportunity. As I told you the first time we met, I found a way to cheat death. By reliving the same day over and over again, forever. And I will continue living long after your dust. Why? Isn't it obvious? Because I have grown attached to all this. My title, my beautiful villa, the sun on my face, music of birds chirping. And as long as this day keeps repeating itself, I get to enjoy it all, over and over again, for eternity. Don't you see? I have found a way to prolong my life indefinitely, to cheat death. I have become, in effect, as immortal as the gods. Can you honestly say you would not wish the same for yourself? Do you really think you can take on a Decurion with that flimsy little bird? Who? Scintilla? Where is she?
I'm right here, Father.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Come on, we have to go. The others should be right behind us. Hey, what's happening to you? That light, it's so bright.
Ok.
Hi there. Gave me a bit of a fright. Thought I was in here alone. I'm Al. Well, it's God, why does this writing look... I've spent a lifetime in this place going around... This is... So you're saying, because a man from 2,000 years ago is dead, he never created a time. I guess you saved my life then, as well as helping a... Maybe we can escape through the same aqueduct Scintilla used, if we can find it. I'm gonna pause here for a moment and... You...
Et je vois pas comment il peut y avoir deux autres fins par contre. Hein. Ça j'avoue, je l'ai pas.
You're back! But... Oh, why don't you tell me what you discovered?
Ah, I see. I thought you might. Well, now you know. I suppose you have questions. You can just call that you died, of course.
Ça change pas grand chose.
I see no point in keeping you here. But I have to ask one thing. That you keep this to yourself.
Look! Here comes Al now. Al! It's so...
I don't know what became of you, or if you'll ever read this, but Octavia, Lucretia, Horatius, Equitia and I will never forget you, or what you did for us. It pains us that so many of our dear friends were not so fortunate, including Ulpius and Galerius, who heroically tried to rescue Dooley, but never made it back. But there is no point dwelling on what might have been. All we can do is...
Sounds like you meant a lot to her. I'd love to hear your story, but you two look exhausted.
Sounds good to me.
And you? Are...
Ça c'est la fin 3. Alors la fin 2, ça peut être si je tire une grosse flèche dans la tête de... Dans la tête de Sanctus. Je pense que je vais faire ça. Je pense que je vais faire ça, oui. Ça, c'est sûrement la fin 1, ça. Parce que si je le tue, ça fait un paradoxe ou pas? Bon, ça fait pas de paradoxe, peut-être juste c'est game over, non? Écoute, franchement...
On your best behavior, I trust?
Don't be so foolish. If you kill me, we all die. And if I die, I won't be able to open the portal for you again, meaning you'll have created a paradox. You see, it was my actions that brought you to this point in time. So if you kill me, you'll stop me from doing so, and you being here will be an impossibility. That means if I die, you'll be flung back to your original time, having caused deaths of everyone here, and you'll never be able to... Now, get out of my villa.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Voilà, voilà, ça c'est la fin 1. Mais alors la fin 2, enfin c'est sûr c'est la fin 1 ou 2 peut-être, mais c'est la plus simple je pense que ça va être la 1.
Oh. Hi there.
Donc là il va y avoir un truc comme quoi, c'était affreux.
I'm Al. Well, here I am. Really? I just it's apparently, as the citizens screamed and died in pain, the stranger just vanished in a flash of light. What? Oh God, I've spent this... I'm not... So you're saying, because a man from 2000... to let me die all over again. You saw the tablet. I spent a lifetime searching for a way out, and never found it. I can't see how I could possibly find... Seems like we're both gonna die here.
A mistake? You murdered a man in cold blood, and now there's a city full of dead people.
I guess all those old Latin inscriptions. Pro peccata un... The many shall suffer for the sins of the
C'est la 1 sur 4. Et la 2. Quelle piste j'ai pas fait? Est-ce que c'est l'élection? C'est l'élection et j'ai raté un truc sur l'élection? Peut-être.
How come you're allowed a weapon and I'm not?
Ah, il y a un truc, c'est que je sors tout seul. Peut-être. Ah non, je peux pas. Oh, arrête, on fait mieux. Ça aurait pu être le fait de faire la bonne femme et avec tout le monde de vivant. Mais non, mais je peux même pas. Non, non, ça c'est même pas faisable. Pour une raison d'ailleurs qui est complètement débile, hein, mais. C'est infaisable. Est-ce que c'est vraiment infaisable? Non, c'est pas infaisable. Faut se taper tous les dialogues de Hades là. Flemme. Non mais l'élection, je veux pas. La clé. Déverrouiller la citerne supérieure avec la clé de Julie. Écoute, on va se mettre sur une boucle.
out his
on sauve tout le monde.
graying.
Livia, would you stop muttering like
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
On va faire ça.
Salve. Oh.
Vieille mourante. Le fut arrête pas de me laisser. Là, et on va déclencher. Vas-y. Là, il y a juste à attendre finalement. Tout c'est que je sais que quand on fait élire Galerius, il y a un crime. Je me doute que c'est... Ouais, mais il va falloir que je le fasse et que je suive... Lui...
How'd you do?
Ah oui, c'est lui, il faut que je lui parle.
Hello there. Malleolus. Knock. Malleolus. I mean, Certainly. Very well.
What? Quick, give it here. I'm just going to help her swallow this. I think she's going to be all right. Galerius, you're amazing.
De toute façon, on attend.
I was just doing what the new lady told me.
I don't understand. How did...
Can't stay. Places to be.
Ah, Galerius, ça va un peu de nerfs là. Super. Il attend là. Ah, hey, Rufus, en fait.
Salve, Rufus. I hear your rheumatism has you so riled up you've been harassing Virgil.
What? My condition is nobody's business but mine.
There's no need for that. I just wanted to give you this willow bark to help you treat it.
A treatment? Really? Thank God. Finally, some relief after all this time. Thank you, Galerius. You're a good man. And I'll be sure to leave Virgil alone. I know I haven't been at my best lately.
Appreciate that. Now, I've got to run.
Allez. Hop, hop, hop.
What now? I have a message from Malleolus.
Yeah? Who's it from?
The Emperor. He knows Malleolus's real name is Quinctius, thanks to Claudia, and demands he withdraw from the election and release Ulpius and Iulia immediately.
Are you out of your mind, farm boy?
Ovidius, that's enough.
What? You're not going to listen to this dolt, are you?
Galerius, all right, I'll withdraw, and Ulpius and Julia are free. I trust our business is concluded?
Yes, that ought to do it. I guess I'll go and tell Ulpius the good news then.
Citizen.
Du coup, est-ce que... Ouais, non, attends, d'abord, il faut que...
How'd you do? Hello there, Fred. Wow. Oh well, let me... Malleolus. Sir. Very well.
How come you're allowed a weapon and I'm not?
Yes, sir. I've made a decision to withdraw from the election. I want you to go and inform Equitia.
Sir? Are you under duress, sir?
Don't believe a word they tell you.
As you wish, sir.
Ouais. Bon. Non. On attend.
Citizens, I have an announcement. Malleolus has withdrawn his candidacy from today's election. Unless any new challengers are nominated by nightfall, Sentius will be re-elected magistrate by default.
Actually, I'd like to nominate myself, if that's all right.
Of course, Galerius, that's your right. Citizens, the election will proceed.
Salve again, friend. How is it possible? Anyway, so, Oh, now I'm,
Là, c'est considéré que je l'ai déjà fait. Ça c'est fait, ça c'est fait. Terme supérieur. Et, non, il considère que j'ai pas libéré Judy, donc... Ou élection.
A new faith. Wait, what? Sumerian? As in our ancestors, but the Greeks had done. If that's true, then I've spent my whole life. It's no wonder I never felt like my prayers to Vesta were. I see. That is a lot.
Non. Je l'ai bloqué.
Ave again.
Non, c'est
Did
bon.
you find what you need? It must be. It'll be. Why do?
Bon, si j'apprends rien de nouveau, de toute façon, j'arrête. Si j'apprends rien de nouveau, j'arrête. Oh, j'ai oublié de... Après, normalement, il avait... Oh putain, non, ça... Non, non, ouais, il avait plein de votes... d'avance. J'espère, putain, j'ai oublié de faire le pot de vin. J'espère que ça suffit. Ah, sinon flemme.
Citizens, we have a quorate body of voters gathered here to elect the city's magistrate. The candidates are Sextus Sentius Imperiosus and late nominee Gallus Galerius Helva. Marcus Malleolus Gurges withdrew his candidacy earlier today. As agreed, we shall dispense with ballots and candidates will abstain from voting. Let's make this quick. As I say your name, call your vote. I'll start with you, Horatius.
Sentius, of course.
Georgius.
Galerius. He saved the life of my dear friend Fabia.
Dacius.
Sentius.
Virgil.
Ouais, mais la deuxième, c'est, je l'ai déjà eu. C'est la troisième que j'ai pas, du coup. Clairement en train de regarder sur internet en même temps.
Citizens, you have made your decision. Your new magistrate is Gallus Galerius Helva. It has been decided. Magistrate Galerius.
Ah non, si je m'échappe avec elle toute seule.
I just want to say, this isn't something I ever wanted.
Okay.
Now that you put your trust in me, I'm going to do everything I can not to let you down. I'll need some time to put together a list of the changes I want to make around here. But I promise you, there will be changes. My first order is that Dooley is to be freed. Horatius, release him from his cell immediately. Please. Wait, do I need to say please? I suppose not. That's it. You can all get on with your day. Nothing else to see here. Move along.
Là, je suis Sentius, j'ai envie de voir ce qu'il fait comme crime. Il va faire un truc gros comme une maison. Ah, mais il fait peut-être même pas de crime, je sais pas. Il est chill. Hein.
Don't believe a word they tell you.
Lui qui va faire le cri.
It's almost as if you're trying.
Là, il est pas en train de faire un crime. Alors, c'est qui?
Strange day. Just this morning, I was sure Malleolus was going to win the election.
Là, c'était genre là, hein.
It's so lovely to see Dooley out and about again.
Oh, you can mop up. I hope you find it.
Maybe it is treasure. I could see it from this. It's just lying out here. Maybe nobody wants it anymore.
Ah, c'est lui.
Maybe no one will mind if I just take it. Don't you dare.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
C'est ce brave Dully, à peine il est libéré, déjà la plus grosse connerie que... Bon et du coup là j'ai capté ce qu'il faut faire. Et en vrai c'était tout con, c'est juste que c'est une fin débile. C'est logique que ce soit une fin mais... Je sais pas si j'ai tout complété niveau... Voilà, je peux monter... On va baisser après. Donc là, je veux que tu...
Salve, friend.
J'ai pas le temps. C'est la fin... Juste avec...
All weapons are to be tossed into the chasm. Magistrate's order.
Hey,
avec la fille
you're
là,
not
de...
thinking about going
C'est
into
quoi,
the
c'est ça,
cistern,
un
are
petit...
you?
Là.
What?
you. What? Oh, thank you. Now follow. Wait. Did you hear that? He's here. You distract him. Stay right here and keep him talking while I look for something I can use.
What did you do with Scintilla? Where is she? So you discovered my secret. So what? What are you going to do about it? Do you really think... Who? Scintilla? Where is she?
I'm right here, Father.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Come on, we have to go. Hey, what's happening to you? That light, it's so bright.
Et voilà.
Hi there. Well, really, I described an event about 2,000 years ago. Someone with your name appeared, freed an imprisoned woman named Scintilla, who then murdered her captor, breaking some kind of ancient law. It said the attack caused golden statues to come alive, hunting down everyone in the city, and turning. Apparently, the only person to survive was Scintilla, while the stranger disappeared in a flash. What? God, I've spent this. So you're saying, because a man from 2,000 years ago is dead, he never could. Maybe we can escape through the same aqueduct Scintilla used, if we can find it. I'm gonna pause here. You go.
You're back! Oh, why don't you tell me what you discovered?
Ah, I see. I thought you might. Well, now you know. I suppose you have questions. You that mu you that that mu I see no point in keeping you here. But I have to ask one thing. That you keep this to yourself.
Look! Here comes Al now. Al! It's so good to see you. You were gone so long I thought I'd never see you again.
Kinda lost track of time in there. My new
She left a tablet of her. I think she... Here.
Tablet.
I don't know what became of you, or if you'll ever read this, but I want you to know that I will never forget you, or what you did for me. It pains me that so many dear friends were not so fortunate. Ulpius, Cynthia, Lucretia, Horatius, Valerius, poor Dooley, and the others. But please understand, their blood is on my hands, not yours.
Sounds like you meant a lot to her. You two look exhausted.
Sounds good to me.
And you?
Et voilà. Et là, c'est fini. Et là, c'est fini. Voyons voir les succès. 27 sur 40. Putain, il y en a beaucoup que j'ai pas fait. Ouais, de toute façon, je veux pas 100% de jeu. Je vais au fait les achievements généraux. Ça suffira. Sur ce, je vais couper le stream du coup. C'était pas mal. C'était pas mal. Bon, la fin principale, c'est un peu gros quand même. Les autres fins sont cool. La fin principale, j'avoue que je suis pas hyper fan. Mais voilà. Hop. Et donc, c'est fini pour ça. Donc là, ben, la semaine prochaine, je jouerai sûrement à ça. Ça sortira du coup. Quand ça sortira, mais en fait c'est mardi que ça sort. C'est parfait ça. C'est parfait. Et sinon, peut-être demain, je me mets sur... C'est quoi? Sur ça. Je vais voir. Si je stream demain, ce sera sur ça. Voilà. Bon ben allez. Bonne soirée. Ciao.